Don't scratch anything. Please don't slip off. We could just zip tie it, but let's see what happens if we put the hood down. The hood might not even go down all the way. Welcome back to Freeman's Garage. We're working on the 1956 Chevy 210 Club Coupe again, and we are bolting all the sheet metal onto the front of this car. And we're not doing it the easy way. There's no kit. That's right, we have no hardware kit for this. This is what we've got. We're doing it all manual. We got some extra parts laying around too that are going to be part of this. We'll dig into all that later, but here's the main bits of meat. Okay, well, we better hurry up and get to work here, because if we take any longer, this hood's probably going to collapse our Mad Max grill. It's all balancing on one piece of cardboard. Not the smartest thing to do. Oh, I didn't, you know what? You don't even know. I don't think I've ever even told you that I found a front bumper for this car. I don't think I have. Okay, we're safe. So, what is the order of operations going to be? And is a guy even going to be able to install that massive hood by himself? Well, I think that installing the hood, or attempting to install the hood, might be what we want to do first, but I'm realizing now that we don't have hood springs. They're, I don't know if we ever got, okay, these hood hinges, they were in the car when we bought the car. We bought it hauled it across the country, and all the sheet metal was inside the car. So none of this was attached. It was all blown apart. And I don't know if we ever saw hood springs or not, but we want the hood to, you know, not collapse on us. So there's either hood springs in the car, or they're in a box full of random Tri-5 parts from other Tri-5s that I think I already moved to Oklahoma. So let's look in this giant bag. I'm wishing and I'm hoping. Oh, I actually I see a spring. There shouldn't be anything in here that's not Tri-5. Cool, we got 2 hood springs, and I don't see any others that we could try. Well, these must be it. So it's kind of a goofy thing to think about, because you gotta decide hood on first or not on first. And let's say we're going to put the hood on first, then we decide, well, do we bolt the hinges to the hood first, or the hinges to the firewall first? Either way, we shall leave everything loosey-goosey, but the thing is once you kind of get halfway with a hood, if things start, if your plan starts crumbling to the sea, yeah, you might really be in a pickle. So these hood springs that control the hood hinge, they gotta reach from there to there, and they're not dainty. I think what we should do is bolt them to the car and then get the springs on with a special tool. Now if we look in here, hood hinge, instruction sheet. Wow. Need speech classes, sheet 16 in this section. And it shows us that the hood, or the spring, is on the inside of the hinge. So So that means this will be the driver's side hood hinge right here. Get out of here, Skeeter. Oh, socket we need's over here. Once we get cracking here and catch our stride, we'll be picking up the pace. Right now, we're just getting started. The previous owner of this car hot rodded it in high school in the 70s. It was very nice of him to leave a lot of the hardware in place for us. We're still missing some, but that'll be replaced. We'll get to that in a bit here. And we'll be loosey-goosey. Well, actually, maybe we won't be loosey-goosey. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll just leave this hardware tight. I'm not really snugging it up all the way, but let's just, I don't know, man. Let's just, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that hinge action. We gotta bridge this gap though. Alright, so what are we gonna feel like here? I'll show you this tool after we get this spring on. Do you feel like we wanna go up or down? I feel like we wanna pull down. There we go. That actually was not bad at all. Almost feel like we could have done that with the screwdriver, but there are much stronger springs out there. Boy, that sure is still strong. But of course, when the string gets stretched out further, which it will in use, it'll get a lot stiffer. Okay, I got the spring on the same direction that one is because I'm just weird like that. Oh, come on, Shannon. Go to your home. Well, that's scary. Huh. I was just about to say, watch it pop off and break the windshield. See, it's hard to... You got to get the hood on here and get that leverage. Here's that tool. It's just a hood spring puller. Very, very handy, well worth it. And it is great for setting up your children's trampoline as well. Lots of springs on that sucker. Much better than the flimsy piece of junk Freeman they give you with the trampoline. Now, if we were even able to pry this hood hinge down, the spring will pull it back up. We have no choice but to take the hood hinges off, bolt them to the hood, and then slide the whole unit up to the firewall and bolt it in place, which is going to be a freak show. It's the only way to do it. I mean, you got to think about it. We'd set the hood up in position like a lean-to. Okay? Well, we'd essentially have the hood laying on the hinges at a 45-degree angle. And then you'd have to stand under the front of it and lift the front up high enough to get over the crest of the hinges while holding it up like that and somehow reaching and getting hardware started. Not going to happen. Earlier in a Freeman's Garage extra video, I looked at all of our parts and pieces here and kind of prepped a little bit for the hardware situation, because we have all that hardware, but a lot of hardware has already been brought up to Oklahoma. And I wrote a list of some hardware that we got to go run and get from the hardware store real quick. So I'm going to do that real fast. And I was just thinking, maybe what we should do, Al, what we should do is bolt the radiator support on and the tie assembly, and then that'll be more support for when we set the hood with the hinges up here. Yeah, that's thinking. All right, we got some hardware here. And you know, it just chaps my hide that I have all this coffee cans full of more hardware that I already moved. I think I've said that 10 times. So I actually did not purchase everything that we actually need. I didn't get all the washers and everything. You know, just these were 49 cents a piece. So 10 of those, that's $5. And we need more than that. And so yeah, I wasn't gonna spend $30 on hardware we already have. Okay, full of cobwebs, but we don't have time to clean that stuff right now. So let's randomly do the battery tray because I just feel like it. Easy win. I don't like how the threads are feeling. Need to make sure we take care of these. We don't want to strip stuff out, even though we're in a hurry. And remember, we are going to do a full floor in this car, so things like the battery tray and the firewall, everything will get painted at some point. Well, these threads for our battery tray are good to go. This one's kicking us sideways, feels like it wants to strip out in there. And we don't have time to dig out thread cutting tools and the whole thing that's packed away or not even here anymore. So we're just going to run with the 3 bolts for now for transport. These bolts are 5/16. Lots of 5/16 on the front of this car. And some 3/8. There we go. Somehow the battery tray got bent along the way. Couldn't imagine how that could have happened. Oh, no, you, come on. You were wanting to play along just a minute ago. Don't start acting up now. Okay, well, I think we can get you to pop in there. There we go. Well, I guess this one could use some cleaning too. But it's tight enough. We got to add the washers and everything later anyways, but it's good to have it in place, and it's one less thing inside the car to take up space, because household goods, as much of this stuff, possibly 2 recliners, oh, I'm cramming it all in. It's like an enclosed trailer. Okay, radiator support goes on this way. There is a straight 6 situation and a V8 situation. We got the V8 situation here. And these are supposed to be carriage bolts, which I think I found our original carriage bolts. Because there's 2 of these in this box that was in the car when we got the car. I'm sure those are it. And actually, you know what? Let's try it. So I would rather use these. You see they got the square for the square hole. Oh yeah. That is it, my friend. Let's see if these nuts we have here, these brand new ones, see if they'll thread on. Okay, they would, but we'd have to clean these threads. And actually clean the whole bolt. So because we don't have time, and we know we're going to want to do all that stuff in the future anyways with so many other things on this car, we'll just save those original ones and we will media blast those at some later point. Now there's a cushion here, rubber cushion, and then we've got a cushion, rubber cushion here with a plate on top and bottom of it. So we put that up on our bolts there. And this is all per the factory assembly manual. And then we put this locking plate on. And then when we put the nuts on, we bend the tabs to lock the nuts in place. But we're not actually going to lock it. We'll put the plate on here so we don't lose it, but we're not actually going to lock the nuts because we're going to want to swap to those carriage bolts, and the more you bend that on that tab, you know, eventually it probably breaks. We'll snug that up a little bit here in a second. Let's just get our tie assembly on. That's what this piece is called. Now you would think that the curve here is for the fan blade. Well, how our car goes together, it's not. It's going to go towards the front. Now, I'm sure there's some controversy about that, but you know, there's also a lot of back and forth about, or different ideas about how you can do this whole radiator support setup. We'll talk more about that in a little bit here, if we don't forget to talk about it. We'll talk about it when we get to setting the radiator in place. Okay, don't even try telling me a 5/16 bolt is not going to fit. Everything's a hammer. An actual hammer tends to be better. Sometimes. This is going to hurt, but I'm going to get it through. Oh, come on. Well, it's not that difficult. Just do it. There we go. A little pressure. There's no nut here. No welded in nut or anything. I'm just using the threads to drag it through. And you'll note there are washers present. I didn't really care to buy washers for that because of everything we talked about before. We already own all this, but I swapped my mind back and forth in the hardware store a couple times, like usual, and these were already in the bag, so I just went with it. Just think about it. In a second here, we're going to be setting fenders on, and well, we're going to get the hood first. It actually might not even matter, really, the order of this. Oh, you're not a hammer. Okay, I guess we'll drag you through by the threads, just like we did with your brother. Yep, so pretty much a 90-some% assembly. Some will come apart, some will just be tightened up, some bolts or some washers will get swapped out, some threads will get fixed. But the main idea is that all these parts are not going to get put back inside this car forever again. They are out to stay out. Okay, I'm not really tightening that very much. You know, these bolts are actually, guess we're actually going to want longer bolts here. I didn't think we'd want them that long. Naturally, the battery tray is becoming a storage tray. You know, seems like any level, you know, flat or vertical surface tends to become storage. Okay, and this is snugged up enough to where it's not going to flop around on us too much. Or we'll get this nut a little bit tighter. And you know what? Let's put the radiator in place right now, just so that when we go to put the hood on and find out for some reason to get the hood on, we're going to need to take all this off. We have more stuff to take off. Yeah, let's do it that way. Big, heavy radiator. Grab some 5/16 bolts. Oops, hold on. Okay, well, that was a little too far. I want to make sure our drain is in the right spot down there. Okay, well, that went in nice and easy. This side's being a little wily coyote on us here. There we go. Okay, that's not tight, that's just threaded down all the way. Okay, here's what I'm kind of dreading. Let's do the hood. Put all this out here in case we need to reach for it. And we could do fenders first, but I think it'd be best to do the hood first because then we have full access to our hinges. So now I'm going to go ahead and move the hood. Well, I guess I'll move a fender first. Okay, now the hood, I'm being careful with it. I can't believe what I did to the garage door. Okay, slide on the cardboard. It may sound bad, but it's not. I would not damage this out of laziness. Okay. Can't wait to put the bumper on. That's gonna be cool. Ooh, and the grill. That's gonna be really cool. Okay. So now, let's do our hinges. So underneath the hood, we've got 2 bolt holes that go there and there. Okay, that's on each side. These are original bolts. I believe these are for the hood hinges that were in that cardboard box. If you've seen the Freeman's Garage Extra video, you'd know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's use these. So we only have, So we only have 2 of these. Over there is some other random rusty bolt that was in the box. It's not one of these. But we did get, these are 5/16. And so we do have, so we actually have, we used 2 of these on the other side, but actually let's make sure these are gonna work. Oh yeah. Okay, so we use 2 of these on the other side. You know, I need to stop doing things the way I do, where I just leave things in my way and then be in misery. Trying to work on and around everything. Come on, man, just move it. Take 2 seconds and move it, son. You know, even a professional master expert such as I has room for improvement. Okay. Just made a mess we're gonna have to lay in. Wonder where the spider is that laid all these egg sacs. Oh, might as well do it more because we gotta clean here anyways. But you know, Mr. Ross told us there's no such thing as mistakes. They're just happy little accidents. Okay, I'm just threading these in far enough so that it does not separate from the hood. There's lots of room to wiggle around. This is 2 brand new bolts over here, and we don't have the built-in washer, so found a couple washers that are actually too big for these 5/16 bolts, but we're gonna have to do. They will secure our hood for transport. And then when we get where we're going, we can swap it out for better fitting hardware. But the hood will stay on the car. I'm already seeing a flaw in this plan. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. Well, what we'll do is we'll give it a try here. I'm going to take it easy though. Okay, we're going to keep this one continuous shot here, at least until something embarrassing happens, and then I'll delete it. Okay, so blower motor could be in the way. If we're about to ruin this hood, we're going to stop and set it down. So we'll grab the handle, hood ornament. Works for both. Oh, you know, this might work. Yeah, I'm glad we don't have the fenders on. Wow. This space age Eagle head hood ornament is coming in very handy. If you see the tie bar and the radiator support about to collapse, say something, please. Oh, don't want to hurt my little finger. Okay. I think we can go, hold on, what are we hitting here? This is it's always sketchy with doing hoods by yourself. Oh yeah, we're hitting the blower motor on this side, and we're hitting the firewall on the other side. Okay, so let's go up. And did I set the hardware somewhere where we can reach it? Kind of. Okay, except for my pants are starting to fall down. Of course. Okay. Oh, you need to lift up on this side. We both need to lift up on the same time. Yeah, if you weren't just a floating head, we could set this in place. Oh, we're stuck on a wire. Okay. Oh, that wire was holding. When I took my hands off, the wire was holding it up. Okay, see, that's going to be a little tough. Okay. So let's think here. Think, McFly, think. Kind of want that wire's help again. Okay, thinking quickly, keeping your attention span in mind, although this is extremely riveting content. Okay. Well, I thought about having some longer bolts over here that might be beneficial, to get us to reach. But I think we also should have had something to prop this up. I was in a similar situation here in Freeman's garage before, wasn't I? Okay, C10 footage goes in. You gotta do it. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, so what if we just got brave and did that? Oh, that's close. And we're balancing good now. That is very close to where we want it. Okay, please don't slip off. Darn it. Okay, damage report. Any battle damage? Someone out there is saying, that beautiful hood. No, we didn't. Okay, we didn't do anything to it. It's good. Okay. Yeah, that's not making the final cut. All right, change of plans. I think I know a way that we can do this. It's going to be a little wild. It's going to be a little crazy. But in my head, I can kind of see how it might work. As soon as we're successful with getting this hood on, we can have a chimichanga. Steak and cheese. But chimichangas are only for winners. I just want you to know that even though it appears that we did not do any damage to that hood, we'll find out in a bit here, I guess, a little bit later in the video, I don't think that that's funny, and it really does hurt me deeply that that happened, but I wasn't goofing around. I was not. I really thought that the hood was secure. Or well, I didn't think that would happen. But you gotta move past the somber moment. I can smell that chimichanga. All right, here's what's going on. We're gonna slide the hood up and over these hinges, and I will be waddling my way underneath it, shimmying underneath, and I will straddle the frame / engine. Maybe stepping over the radiator support. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But again, if it's not working out, we'll gently set everything down. But if I can mount this horse and get this part of the hood up here, then I can lift the front straight up. So I'll be standing here, so I should have enough height, something that I haven't had too many times in my life. Let's not talk about that. And the corners of the hood will be resting somewhere around here. Okay, and everything will be protected with the, not horse blanket, the moving blanket. And if we need to, in an emergency situation, we can lay the hood all the way back on the windshield. And this hardware will be staged, ready to go within reach. And we'll make sure this is, well, okay, it's opposite day. There we go. That's not making the final cut either. We'll set the bolts for this side. Well, actually, you know what? Let's set one there. I was going to set them here, but they might fall off. Let's put one here. And then, here, let's set the other one right here. Because you never know where I'm going to have to reach. I'm going to go gloves as well, because I almost cut my hand earlier. Wow. Okay, this is not a goof. It's supposed to be serious here. Extra random bolt. Well, it kind of already feels like, well, let's see what happens. And the hood hinges are loose. Okay. There's nothing to scrape under the hood with the corners of the tie bar. But we still don't want to do a bunch of dragging. Okay. Oh, okay, we're fine. If there was one more sound such as that, we would figure something else out. That's the radiator supports twisting. Okay, keep in mind there's nothing to scratch under there, so calm down. See right here, we are just about perfect, but there's no way I'm going to be able to reach. Okay, once again, we're at a point where we can't turn around. Oh, and you know what? These gloves are not going to help with the hardware. Yeah, you would think with how many times I've done this that I wouldn't be relearning it every time, but remind me in the future, I'm going to design something, some sort of apparatus to do this on our own. Easier without risk of damaging things. Okay, and you only get so much time because it's like hanging on a pull-up bar. the blood drains out of your arms. Okay, is one side closer than the other? I wonder. Let's see. Yeah, I thought I would have to crawl up in here, but I guess not. Oh, there we go. This ratchet's playing tricks on me. Okay, well that started the cross thread, but that's fine. That's some level of security. Okay, just gently trying to slide this. Okay, we're almost in. Oh, it's right. It's right there, just go in. It's all over the hole, it just won't go in. There we go. There we go. I'm holding the weight of the hood up right with my left arm for the last minute or so. Okay. Back that out a little bit. Okay. So now, before we put another one in on the driver's side, let's fix what's going on over here. Oh, we're gonna need washers on this side too. But not right now. Okay, that actually went in straight. Okay, so now we'll fix this one. Oh, well. Come on, don't do this to me right now. This is not the climb or the place. Okay, well that one's just being a butthead. Let's go back over here. Okay, so I still can't let go of the hood because it will just bend. I gotta get more hardware in. This bottom one's acting like it doesn't know what's going on, but it does. There we go, come on. Come on, I got you lined up. Okay, so we've got we don't really want to let go yet. So we got 2 bolts on the driver's side. They're not snug, but they're in all the way. And then we've got these 2 goofballs over here just acting a fool. Acting like they've never done this before. Well, do I feel safe enough to do this? I think so. Okay, so this one. See, this one just wants to hang out but not do anything. Okay, that one actually just pulled all the way through the hole. Because it needs a washer. Okay, well, we gotta fix this one then. So, when I pull this one out, we basically, yeah, we don't have anything going on this side now. Okay, line this up. Okay. Okay, that should go right in. Wants to do this whole going crooked game when it did not do that off the car. Okay, well, give me this bolt. Let's try this one. You see what it's doing? See, what it's doing is it's trying to tire me out. It thinks that if it can just avoid the first round flurry and watch me gas myself out, by the time we're halfway through the 3rd round, he's going to see me take a deep breath and the snap disappear from my punches, and then he knows he's going to come in for the kill. And the nut on the inside of this hood broke off. That's bad. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. It just... I think it's safe. You see the driver's side's all together, but this passenger side, it's just not playing ball. See the bottom one here, it's twisted tight into the nut on the inside of the hood, and then the nuts broke loose in there. So that's just a flopper that's stuck in there, and that's the only thing that's holding the hood up on this side. And then this one here, it's acting as if it doesn't want to let a bolt go in straight either. The good news is it's starting to look like a car now, isn't it? Well, the other good news is that I don't think the hood's gonna come in for the kill. Although that hood ornament might. Could you imagine jaywalking and getting impaled by that thing? That's not funny. Well, let's see, what if we try, I don't know why I'm saving that. It's a piece of original broken glass. Let's grab some new bolts, or a new bolt, and see if this will work for us. I better put a hand here. See, you see that's one challenge of this is, if you could just take two hands and work here, it would help a lot. But if you move this wrong and it slips, it's going to be bad. Well, you saw that earlier. See, what is going on with this? I do not have the time to be fixing threads, but we might have to. See, they did not do this before we put the hood on. That chimichanga's getting cold. Well, that's just how she's gonna have to be. I searched through all this and could not find anything the right size to try to fix those threads. So, yeah, what we need is, what's this? No, that's not it. So what we need is packed up. Oh, lunch. Yep, that'll just have to do for now. You know, when you find yourself all alone, trying to finish moving out of a house all by yourself so you can reunite the youngin', you find yourself a lonely man walking into a gas station and having gas station chimichangas for supper. Forgot to microwave it. Still good cold. All right, let's do fenders next. I think that'd be the right thing to do. And I got some hardware ready. So what we need to do is we need to attach our fenders to our, oh, it's a little different with the hood on now. We need to attach our fenders to our tie assembly. I'm thinking we'll do fenders, grill, filler panel, and then bumper. Maybe we could do the filler panel before the grill. Get this fender bolt out of the way. Okay, and I'll put this bolt back in to hold our fender up. I know that this front hole, the threads are ready to go. And, well, the second hole and then the two holes on the other side of the tie assembly, they're kind of like the bolt holes on the hood we dealt with, where they need to be properly cleaned out, which is not going to happen right now. Well, why? This one's getting all boogered up now. I guess it was the back one that was good. I'm sure you've seen the other set of fenders that we have for this car. Pair of 56 fenders. We could put those on this car if we want, but I like these ones for now. Plus, the other ones already moved up to Oklahoma, so those aren't here. Well, I'm having a hard time to get all that to line up, so let's move on to the filler panel for now. Oh yeah, fill it in, baby. Fill it in. Now that I'm putting all of this together, I'm starting to realize that these fenders are smashed in more than I thought they were. Maybe that's why the car came with two sets of fenders. The guy was onto something. This and this is supposed to be out to here. There's not supposed to be this gap here. Now, I obviously knew they were schmuckered up, but I wanted to run them because they matched the rest of the car, and I thought it'd be fun to try to beat these back into shape. But yeah, I didn't really think about how this would work out. And like everything else in this video, we don't have time to do metal work. Watch this. See, the grill is supposed to be straight up and down, essentially. If I put this into where it mounts to, it's supposed to bolt to here. Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny too how the hood and the filler panel are not green. Well, he did tell me that when he was hot rodding it in high school, he did get into an accident and his mother took the car away. There's supposed to be a bolt right there, and I don't have one that fits in here, but I threw that one in. And that would be enough to keep the filler panel from flying off on the super slab. But let's see if we can get, well, if we can get the grill bolted to it in a couple spots, that would help secure it as well. Well, actually, before we play with that, let's look at this, because we might actually be able to get one bolt in. Yeah, this might actually be the original filler panel. I mean, you can tell that it's been cut and massaged back into shape and welded back together. See, I think we might be able to get one of the bolts in right here. It ain't gonna be pretty, but it's gonna get us to Oklahoma. And then the spot treatment begins. That looks unsightly, but the bumper will cover that. The big old hook, we'll get that on in a second. Well, the grill is gonna bolt right there to here on the filler panel. That'll help. And then along the bottom, with all those holes. Okay, so let's put this back up here again. So if we were to bolt the grill down, it's so far off. It's not even close. Okay, well, what if we did that? Well, okay. Well, it's not going to work to bolt it to the filler pan. Yeah, I would say that we're not even in the same universe on that one. That's going to take a lot of massaging. So let's stick it back in here again. Don't scratch anything. That was like nails on a chalkboard. Oh gosh, good thing I had gloves on. Okay, so if we could just get this bolted in here, it would give us more space to haul other things to Oklahoma. And plus it would look, I guess it wouldn't really look good, but it'll look interesting. I think we need to loosen this bolt up on the filler panel here. Okay. We got a little bit more room. It's too bad by the time I read your comment saying, Freeman, it's not worth it, just throw it in the car, deal with it later. I will have already done this. We could just zip tie it. But let's see what happens if we put the hood down. The hood might not even go down all the way. Zen. Guess there wasn't much left of those threads, huh? Well, let's hope I didn't already pack away all my extra ratchet straps. Why? You know, I really question sometimes if I would even want to own something that is in concours d'elegance condition. Would I even want that? I think the front end's gonna lift on the back stretch at Talladega. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit of massaging. This will get us to Oklahoma though. Threw some hardware under here. It's just to keep it from falling off. Yeah. The grill definitely will not be transported on the car. Everything's gonna stay just loose for right now. That way I can get the doors open and closed to pack things in here. Plus I want to get these Buick Power leather seats out of here. These are the ones that were in the car when we bought it. Not a fan of them. They're real heavy. We're going factory. Split bench in here. You know, these would be good in a mud truck or rock crawler rig or something. Probably not going to get to building anything like that anytime soon, so, well, okay, the truth is I don't want to have to move them to Oklahoma. We should probably bolt our 4-speed transmission in the car for transportation as well. I was thinking about swapping these in while we were doing this. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, this took a lot longer than I thought it would, and it also didn't go the way I thought it would. We're gonna definitely run some ratchet straps on this and maybe even do some padding underneath here, make sure we don't ding things up while going down the road on the trailer. Still mad about this. I appreciate you being a subscriber and hitting the thumbs up button and the arrow button to share these videos with family and friends. It really makes a difference, and make sure you come back because, oh, this bag's gonna break. Make sure you come back because next time with this car, putting brand new tires on it, and you're gonna see the wheel treatments that I've had in storage forever with them. And right now though, you'd probably like watching the video where we put the engine in this car for the last time. All right, I'll see you later. Chimichanga number 2 is waiting for me.